Hello everyone and welcome to the Smashi Business Show. Today is Tuesday, September 16, 2025 and I am Abdul Majid Awan.
And I'm Ward Ahmed and we've got a packed show for you today. So first up, we're going to go over how Morning Brew satire on Saudi NEOM sparks backlash for its misrepresentation. In my personal opinion, it was honestly a complete miss. UAE billionaire Khalaf Al-Habtoor reverses his decision on the Beirut hotel, essentially to dismantle it and slice it up and ship it off to Dubai. And Saudi Fintech HALA raises $157 million to boost SME banking. And Saudi Arabia is to host Global Flag Football Classic as part of the Riyadh season.
And the very first story today is very interesting. We saw a video and we thought that we should have done a story on it, and we did. American media outlet, which is Morning Brew, has come under fire for a satirical video targeting Saudi Arabia's $500 billion NEOM project. The video mocked several of NEOM's signature features, such as ski slopes on desert mountains and a suspended lake. In a sarcastic tone, the hosts questioned the project's feasibility, claiming the lake won't float and the birds won't fly, portraying NEOM as unrealistic.
So critics argue the satire misrepresents the facts on the ground. NEOM is no longer just a blueprint. Construction is underway with over 6,000 workers actively developing the port of NEOM and Oxagon, the futuristic industrial hub. In addition, one of the world's largest renewable energy projects, an $8.4 billion green hydrogen plant, is advancing on schedule.
And a lot of observers say Morning Brew's video echoes a familiar pattern of Western media bias. You can go and see the comments. You'll see a lot of people defending NEOM, but mocking Arab-led innovation while overlooking tangible progress. It's kind of what the West does. For Saudi Arabia, NEOM is a cornerstone of Vision 2030, meant to diversify the economy and showcase technological ambition.
Now, looking ahead, NEOM aims to house 9 million residents in the line, launch Trojena as a year-round mountain resort, and deliver 600 tons of carbon-free hydrogen daily by 2026. Despite online mockery, Saudi officials stress that NEOM is shaping the future of sustainability, tourism, and global innovation, and this is absolutely true. Now, when I was writing this entire story, Majid, it struck me as really interesting that this is the kind of content that Morning Brew continues to produce. This is not the first time that they did this. They've been constantly doing this. They released this article about NEOM in disarray after the CEO steps down, and NEOM is taking up, I think, 20% of the world's steel. They actually produced a lot of pieces like this, and it's not just them. It's a lot of Western media outlets that have bolstered the required budget for NEOM, saying that no, it's actually not $500 billion to build this megacity. It's $8 trillion to build it. And it's crazy because it's like magic. They have all this criticism for Saudi, but when Trump comes and says Gaza is like a piece of real estate that we're going to make a Trump Riviera out of, no one is saying that's unrealistic. No one is saying, oh, that's crazy. So this is what really does confuse me. We've seen how Dubai has built the tallest building in the world.
And the other one is being built in Saudi Arabia.
It's so the Jeddah Tower. Right? Yeah.
So there's one comment on the Morning Brew post which I loved, and I think we got a similar comment on the Smashi Business post as well. And it actually summarizes everything. It's like, if you can't build it, just criticize whoever is building it. So the West right now going through so many problems. Economy-wise, we've seen every billionaire leaving UK.
Yeah, they're coming to capital, to Qatar.
Any other country that you pick up from. Recently, I read about Germany, that their manufacturing, which is the best in the world, which they're famous for, actually industry numbers are going down. So every country that France is going through another problem of its own. We saw the Paris Olympics. The best river that they have was so polluted that they had to close it for 2 months, clean it up for 2 months, and then some of the people, even still, because they wanted to do a floating kind of a walk. Usually people walk in the stadium or ground. They wanted to do that. A lot of athletes were like, no, we're not going into this dirty water. So imagine whatever they're going through, all the things that they're going through, and then they come up and criticize Dubai, they criticize Saudi Arabia, they criticize Qatar for this and that. Just come. visit the countries. That's the only thing I'll say.
It's so crazy.
You'll
And
see
then-
the cleanliness, you'll see systems in action. The metro runs on time. I remember last year when the anniversary was there, and His Highness Dubai ruler Mohammed bin Rashid, the accuracy of the time was 99.1% of Dubai metro. It always came on time, and he was like, "No, I don't like it." So imagine the level of perfectness that these people want, and we can see it on the roads. And then you look at the West, who are criticizing us. It looks weird. It's clearly like the comment said, you can't do it, so don't let anyone else do it and keep criticizing them. This is the whole story.
And
They're not able to do anything
and
now.
you know what, Majid? Like the timing of all these stories, it's so strange. Like right now, the BBC, they have this podcast called World of Secrets, and they just released something about Dubai. I'm not really going to name it because I would not really encourage to listen to such a thing. But it just basically went into this Ugandan woman, and there was this entire, what is the best way to call it? I don't think there is a best way to call this, but what I would say is that it was a scandal in 2020 in COVID. Like, come on, like that was 5 years ago. Like I'll never forget, Majid, when that entire thing was going on, and it was 2020, it was in COVID, we were in a pandemic, and I was on my phone and I was seeing it all online, what was basically going on with that hub. And I think to come back 5 years later and to start such a podcast about it, it makes absolutely no sense to me.
I think they were marinating on it and sitting on it just to release it when
the
you want to
perfect
throw
moment,
dirt at someone, right?
And it's so strange that the BBC will make it a really big deal when these bad things, these bad things, they do happen. Imagine, you know that the BBC I saw somewhere online that there's this NHS doctor. He's so strange. He basically went to jail because he has a fetish for amputations. Yeah. He has a fetish for amputations, and I think that it even harmed one of his patients. Or another NHS doctor that basically, apparently, while the patient was going through the surgery, he completely left the room, went to another nurse, and I'm not going to say what he did, but you have all these stories coming out of the NHS. They even had there was this killer a long time ago. Did you ever hear of that documentary? This woman that literally went around, I think it was killing babies. It was a big thing. You don't see us spotlighting it. Yeah. You don't see us making these stories like a big thing. Didn't Jack the Ripper come out of the UK? We don't talk about it. All their honestly, all their serial killers, the Zodiac, like, what's his name? I forgot his name. Jeffrey Dahmer. All of these serial killers, where did they come from? Yeah. We don't come and call them the serial killer West, do we? Yeah. We don't do that. We no, seriously though, like it's
actually funny how
it's funny, right?
See, the problem with them is that when something happens in their system, in their country, in their region, it's a problem where mental issues, that will arrive. They will never relate it to the holistic picture of how the country is being run and how the normal people are going through those psychological problems if they're going through it because of the systems, because the systems are not working and people are like tensed, stressed, depressed, and they're going into all this stuff. They will never talk about it. They'll never connect it to the bigger picture of systems failing in the West. But whenever, even like if a road accident happens in here, they'll be like, oh my God, Dubai road accident, it's the failure of the systems. So I think it's biased coverage. BBC alone, not alone, actually the whole British media. When I did sports, we used to say this very famous example that you pick up the big four tennis players, and BBC and all the British media term the coin big four tennis players. There is no big four, there's only big three. Djokovic, 20 plus Grand Slams. Federer, 20 plus, nearly 20. I think he finished on 19. I don't remember exactly. If he did 20, I'm sorry, Federer. But Nadal, 20 plus Grand Slams. Who is the British star who is counted as the four? Andy Murray has 4 Grand Slams. Would you, as a person, look at the top 3 players and look at their 20 titles and then add Andy Murray with 4 titles? No, right?
Yeah.
But he was British, so they had to make it a big 4 because, we are biased towards our... So even at the athlete level, entertainment level, they want to like just big up their things that, we are the best, we are the better. it's just us versus them debate. Edward Said again.
But we don't do that, though, you know.
We
don't big
and
up the
that's
Arab
a good
world
thing
by
because
downplaying them.
we're self-aware, we're very self-conscious. We understand that just introspection is enough. You just have to be better than yourself. You don't have to go in competition with Europe or with the West, with America, or any country in the world or any region in the world. You just have to look at yourself, see, we were here today, we want to be better than what we were yesterday. That's it. That's the philosophy, and that's what I love about this region, that they don't look outside. Obviously, for some competition, you sometimes have to. AI race, UAE, Saudi Arabia, very good race. Actually, it helps. It helps both of them build infrastructure, invest more in AI. They have healthy competitions, but that's also within the region. They don't want to compete with Europe because they've seen Europe and they realized not worth it to fight them. But yeah, moving on to our next story after
I love
that,
this one.
Yeah, Emirati billionaire businessman Khalaf Al-Habtoor has reversed his earlier decision to dismantle and ship his well-known Beirut property, the Metropolitan Palace Hotel. Instead, the Dubai-based tycoon says he will relaunch the project in Lebanon. So yeah, clapping for Mr. Khalaf Al-Habtoor.
Yes, we love that. Now, the announcement comes just 4 months after Al-Habtoor revealed an unconventional plan to take apart the 185-room hotel and move it out of the country. Now, over the weekend, however, he appeared in a video on Instagram saying he had been encouraged by the hotel's current state and management during his latest visit to Beirut.
And Al-Habtoor, who has invested more than $1 billion in Lebanon, toured the 17-story building and met President Joseph Aoun. He described the property as being in excellent condition, praising the management's commitment and professionalism. He added that reopening the hotel would symbolize hospitality, resilience, and his lasting ties to Lebanon.
So while Al-Habtoor did not specify why he changed course, Lebanese press reports suggest that government guarantees may have influenced his decision. The Metropolitan Palace, first opened in 2001, will now return as part of Al-Habtoor's long-standing presence in Lebanon's tourism and hospitality sector. Majid, I called it. I said it. I said it a long time ago when we came and we had the discussion about Al-Habtoor coming up with this massive idea of slicing up his hotel, packing it up and taking it to Dubai, and it made absolute headlines over the media. I remember I told Majid, I was like, you know what? I feel like this is a threat to the Lebanese government of let my money out of the bank. Let my money out of the bank. Give me back my money. And with a lot of Lebanese people, that's essentially what happened. The banks took their money. You know, it's quite literally it's money laundering. Like, where did it go? And I think this is so good, Majid, not just because we have a great UAE billionaire who's going to be in Lebanon. It's so great because this entire move that he did of saying, I'll take my hotel away from you guys, this entire threat, the kind of outcry it will have caused. I mean, President Aoun heard him out. Yeah. He was like, you know what, sir? I'll fix your problem for you. I'll give you back your investments. And more people in Lebanon might just start getting their money back.
Yeah, and also I think the people who would have lost their job if the hotel closed, you know, the hotel staff is long list. It's usually 300, 400 people minimum who are part of the operations. You go to hotels, you see so many people, someone always welcoming you with a smile. So job creation wise, it didn't make sense. Lebanon, they're trying to come back. They're trying to make a comeback. Syria has beaten them to it. He was
You think so?
At Syria before he came to Lebanon, and there he also was very happy. He met a lot of businessmen. But I think Lebanon has been on a correction course now.
They have so much potential.
Recently, the only story that I saw about them was IMF is going back. I think September end, they want to visit Lebanon. They want to refinance the whole money that they owe to IMF. And obviously IMF, any person who lends you the money, any firm that lends you the money, wants you to do good so you can return the money, right? So IMF is going, they're trying to do that. The whole idea is that Lebanon, Syria, I think these are the two sunshine states or ray of hope that we've seen in the Middle East, and they should be the next, I think, Qatar, UAE, and Saudi Arabia, where I think they have the potential economically as well as geographically. They're the most beautiful countries. Lebanon is a tourist
You know what,
hub.
Majid? In fact, a decade ago, Lebanon and Syria, not even a decade ago, like 20 years ago, they were in a state that actually the Gulf was not in.
Yeah.
And it's kind of this very unfortunate case of things just going downhill.
Yeah.
And I can say the same about my country, Sudan.
Yeah.
It's like my family will always speak about it, how we always railways, had trains, and we had so many things. And I think this is why I feel like when you're building something, the Gulf has done something really powerful of holding on to it. Yeah. With their whole fist of like, we're not giving this up. We've reached a certain point. We can only go higher. Yeah. And I think that's what's so important is having those plans for the future. Yes. So, you can kind of, I think it's important. I think it's really good.
Yeah. So, Mr. Khalaf Al-Habtoor is continuing with his hotel. Moving on to Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia-based Fintech HALA has secured $157 million in a landmark Series B funding round. How much money do people have? One of the largest ever for a Middle East fintech, to be honest. The round was led by TPG's Rise Fund and Sanabil Investment, which is a part of PIF, with participation from global and regional investors, including QED, Riyadh Ventures, Impact 46, and Middle East Venture Partners.
Now, founded in 2018, HALA offers a full suite of embedded finance products for small and medium enterprises. These include business accounts, corporate cards, payments, point-of-sale systems, and lending solutions. Today, HALA serves more than 142,000 businesses across the kingdom and processes over $8 billion in transactions each year.
And a lot of analysts say HALA's rapid growth directly supports Saudi Arabia's Vision 2030. What does not? Everything supports Saudi Arabia's vision. But this seeks to expand the role of SMEs in the economy. We already talked about it. UAE is 90% SMEs. All the business are SMEs. So SMEs make up nearly all private businesses in the kingdom, also in Saudi Arabia. And they contribute nearly $300 billion annually to the GDP. So by digitalizing financial services, HALA is actually helping drive diversification, financial inclusion, and digital transformation for all those SMEs.
Now, the new funding will be used to expand HALA's lending capacity, grow its embedded finance offerings, and support regional expansion. Co-founders Issam and Nahdi and Maher Lubeya called the investment a strong vote of confidence. Backers say HALA is now well positioned to redefine SME banking in Saudi Arabia and beyond. I think that this is really exciting. They've come really far. I'm pretty sure that they joined the Saudi Arabia's Unicorn Club. I think it was like earlier this year or probably last year. It's exciting to see this stuff because actually these SMEs, they make up like 20 to 25% of Saudi Arabia's GDP. Yeah. So this, in fact, it's big. It's innovation at its finest, and we're seeing it. And just to end on a positive note, Saudi Arabia is set to host one of its most highest profile sporting events yet, the Fanatics Flag Football Classic. Now, the game will take place at Kingdom Arena in Riyadh on March 22nd next year as part of the annual Riyadh season, organized in partnership with Fanatics, Fox Sports, and OBB Media. The event underscores Saudi Arabia's growing role as a global sports and entertainment hub.
So yeah, the last story for the day, I'm telling my producer, the headline name for the event is none other than Tom Brady, the NFL legend, often regarded as the greatest quarterback of all time. Brady will come out of retirement to lead a team of current and former NFL stars in the Flag Football Showcase. Players include Saquon Barkley, Tyreek Hill, CeeDee Lamb, Christian McCaffrey, Odell Beckham Jr., and Brady's longtime teammate Rob Gronkowski.
Now the competition will be hosted by comedian Kevin Hart, I know a lot of you love him, and broadcast live on Fox and Tubi, reaching millions of fans worldwide. For Saudi Arabia, the event highlights Riyadh season's ambition to attract global icons and introduce new sports to the kingdom. Officials say it will be the biggest flag football competition of its kind.
And lastly, some talk about Tom Brady. He retired in 2023 after a record-breaking career, winning 7 Super Bowls and 3 MVP titles. His participation gives the event unique star power. With flag football set to debut at the 2028 Olympics, Riyadh's showcase comes at the best time, the most pivotal moment, and it positions Saudi Arabia as the center of one of the fastest growing sports in the world.
I think that this is so exciting. Yeah. It's all coming together.
Everything you see at Riyadh season is becoming bigger and bigger every year.
So wild.
You have Mr. Beats signing a deal. I remember we used that video a lot where Turki Al-Sheikh was asking, he's the head of General Entertainment Authority.
Speed.
He was meeting Speed and he was like, we'll do something bigger than
Mr.
Beast. And then he signs Mr. Beast. And I'm like, bro.
You know, they're saying that Speed became a Muslim.
Oh,
Yeah,
I don't know.
I saw a video.
Nice.
I was so shocked. I'm like, what is going on here?
Good influence.
It is honestly good influence. And that's a wrap for today, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning into the Smashy Business Show. Make sure to follow us across all social media channels at Smashy Business and stay ahead with our daily newsletter. You'll find the subscription link in the description.
This has been the Smashy Business Show, a Smashy Business production, part of the Augustus Media Podcast Network. A big shout out to our more than 2 million monthly listeners across all platforms. You all make this possible. If you're one of them, we appreciate you. Have a great day, and we